Hey guys, happy Tuesday. Hope y'all are having a good week so far. I want to talk about something that I learned many years ago when I was a UI designer. UI means user interface. I was a UI designer, I was working at Verizon, and I didn't really know that much about UI design. I kind of got thrown into this position, so I had to learn while I was doing it. And so I learned this very, very important concept, and I just call it less is more. And this is something that really applies very well to when you are creating your free PDF download to give to your new subscribers to your email list. And when I say less is more, I'm talking about a couple different things. First of all, remember the main objective of that PDF is not just to get people on your list. I mean, it will do that, but that's only the beginning. You want them to stay on your list. In order for them to stay on your list, you need them to consume your content in your PDF. You want them to read it, you want them to absorb it, and you want them to do something about it. Very, very important. The whole purpose of this, besides getting another name on your list, is helping your ideal customer make progress. In order to do that, you need to think about our attention spans, our distractions, all the other things that we have going on in our lives that are going to want to pull us away from reading your PDF, right? All the other things that are going in our lives are competing with your PDF that I'm trying to read. So you want that PDF to be the thing that has my focus right now. And so there's a couple of things that you can do to make sure that you're accomplishing this. One, you need it to be really, really valuable, right? You need that lead magnet to be really valuable. You want me or your ideal customer to read that and say, oh, wow, this is great, right? This is great. I'm going to be able to do this. This looks pretty easy and it really makes sense. And I think it's going to make a difference for me. And I can do it like in 15 minutes, right? Or an hour or whatever. So there are a couple things you need to do in order to make sure that you're maintaining this kind of like minimalism. One is to stick to one topic, and not just a topic, a small topic, like a slice of a topic. Like, so if you're a gardener, for example, and you teach people how to do gardening, you can't talk about gardening in your PDF. You want to talk about a teeny tiny little sliver of gardening, like how to get rid of grubs in your rose garden, or, you know, the best times to plant sunflower seeds, like really, really small pieces of consumable content that people will be interested in, read, remember, and be able to make progress on. So that's the first thing. Stick to one topic and a small topic. The second thing is leave lots of room on your page in your PDF, like give wide margins, make high line heights, right? So there's a lot of room in between the lines, because people, when they're reading, especially when they're learning, their brain needs places to rest. It's really hard. I don't know if you remember when you're in school reading those textbooks, like how hard it was to read all that heavy, dense material when you're trying to learn and absorb it. So more room gives the brain space to consume. All right. So it's called white space. Leave lots of white space. If you look at my PDF, which I have several, you've probably, if you're watching this, you might probably have one if you're in my group. I've got the 3 pillars to a successful digital product launch. And then I have the new one, 5-step plan to create a professional lead magnet in 2 hours. If you look at those, and there's lots of colors and everything in there, but there's lots of room. There's not lots of, it's not a lot of text. And it really makes it a lot easier for people to consume. And then, so that's the second thing, leave a lot of white space. The third thing that you want to remember is keep it to 5 pages or less. Now, I'm going to go out and I'm going to kind of like be vulnerable here and say, my lead magnets aren't 5 pages or less. And that's something that I need to work on. I tend to teach a lot in my PDFs, like the one I just mentioned, the how to create a lead magnet in 2 hours. There's kind of like a lot to that. I want to make sure that somebody can go through that and actually understand what it takes to create a good lead magnet. So mine is actually 5 steps. So it's 5 pages, but then I've got a welcome page, like an introductory page, and then an end page, right? So it's technically 7. But you want to keep your lead magnets to 5 pages or less. Ideally, you can come up with like a 1-pager, a checklist or a worksheet or something like that. 3 pages is also good. You've got a title page, like your main content, and then something on the last page, a little bit about you or call to action or whatever. But definitely 5 pages or less. So those are 3 really helpful tips to remember when you're creating a lead magnet, to make sure that you're creating something that your customers will not only want to give you their email address to get, but also to actually consume it and make progress. Because if they make progress, if you help them make progress, they're that much more likely to come back for more. Okay. All right. Hope this is helpful. Have a great rest of your day, and we'll see you all next week.